I'm early. I'm early. I don't have much of a Wi-Fi signal, so I was afraid that it would stall. So commercial for mascara. I do need to go get some mascara. Can y'all, am I blurry? Am I stalling? Because I don't have much of a Wi Fi signal. I mean, I'm outside, but I'm right outside the door. I'm good. I just got on here early because I thought, I don't want to. Okay, first of all, I may have to say all this again at 7 o'clock, but Shane has worked, let's see, Shane has worked 15 hours a day. He's tired. Okay. He worked 15 hours Friday. No, 15 hours Saturday, 15 hours yesterday. He didn't get home till like 9:30. I thought he wasn't going to be here Monday cuz he told me that he was probably not going to finish the job. So, I thought, well, shoot, if he's not going to be here, I might as well, I'll go live. And he's here. And so, he's in the bed asleep and Larry's not up yet. I was going to go to the living room, but Larry rolls his oxygen in about 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, where am I going to go live? So I'm outside, um, but there's not, I don't know why. I think it's the weather. It feels like it's about to rain. Um, it feels like it's about to rain, but I looked at the radar. It's in the 60s and it's a little chilly, believe it or not, but it's supposed to get up. Let's see what the weather's supposed to do. Um, the high today is in the 80s. It's going to get 89, the high. And so uh, it's like 69 degrees right now. That's cold to us people in Alabama. Tomorrow is it's supposed to get the lows in the 66s and the 66s in the 60s, 66. But this week the highs are only in the 80s. So I will actually be able to breathe. I'm really excited. Yeah, I saw Diane. It's not going to rain, but it sure does feel like it. And the leaves are falling and it sounds like rain. So it's like a tricking. You see, wait, nope, this way. You see this big tree right there? That's a tulip tree. I love it. It's so pretty because they have little tulips all over the trees. We have those everywhere on our property, but it's right here by the carport. And when I tell you that I have to uh, blow the driveway about 3 times a day, and the leaves are like stacked this high, drives me crazy. Yeah, I'm early. I told Kayla and Chris not to get on to sleep in. So let me get my water. I'm not going to get started till 7. I'll just tell y'all, you know, sometimes when I get up in the morning, I'm in the bus station and I can't decide which bus to get on. But today I done got on the struggle bus without y'all. And so I can't wait to tell y'all what's wrong. It's the stupidest thing. It's so stupid. Larry, he's better and he's better mentally, meaning, isn't this pretty? He's better mentally, meaning that he's not trying to pretend like anything's wrong, like nothing's wrong with him when he's dizzy and stuff like that, like he was doing before. Um, he he put me through hell before going to the nursing home. I'll just tell you right now, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. It's not like that anymore. Um, he's he's not laying on the couch like he was laying on the couch every day crying, and he's not doing that at all anymore. He's like showing gratefulness, and he's not saying his life is over, and it's like he's um the nursing home did him good and it did me good because it gave me a break for 3 months. Was it 3 months? I think. Yeah, 3 months. It gave me a break for 3 months to like get my thought process together. And it also gave him 3 months to realize how good he had it at my house. But prior to going to the nursing home, all he did was lay around the couch and cry and be depressed, and his life was over because he was having to wear oxygen and stuff like that. But he's much more pleasant to be around now. So I'm handling it better. Like when you live with someone that's fighting, Diane, you a lie. It's sprinkling. I just felt raindrops. Did a bird just poop on me? Diane, you ain't a lie. I don't know why I got a couple raindrops, but apparently it's not raining. But when you live with someone that does not have tools in their pocket to get through this crazy life, especially the life of getting older, um, the life of things changing, um, the life of your health declining. If you do not put tools in your pocket, you're going to be like Larry, and you're going to be on the couch crying, and you're going to be on uh, wishing your life was over. Your life is terrible. That's what happens when you don't know how to deal with change and anxiety and depression and things like that. You stay on the struggle bus. I think now, is it normal? Is it 7 o'clock yet? I'm just talking. I got pooped on. Imagine that. I'll wait a minute. I just felt more raindrops. Well, I will. Diane doesn't live far from me, and the other day it was literally pouring at my house, and it didn't rain at her house at all. And we don't live too far from each other at all. So, like, the weather in North Alabama is crazy because it'll show like a 90% chance of rain and it'll never rain at my house. It's just like, it's just strange the way our weather is in North Alabama. Yeah. Is it Lorraine? Is it Lorraine? Yeah, I get it. Wow, Mary, that's crazy. It's weird to have my glasses on and actually be able to read y'all's comments. Normally, I'm just talking away and I don't read the comments until it's over. Um, okay, it's 7 o'clock. So I was talking about not having tools in your pocket. I, this is what I think. I think that Larry has had an undiagnosed mental illness since he was a young kid. And back when he was young, no one went to counseling. No one talked about tools in their pocket. like you just went to school and you just went through life, and no one no one noticed that you had something off with you mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that's just how it was back when he was young. It was the same thing when I was young. Uh, Mental illness was not really talked about. No one knew what to do with anxiety. No one, you just didn't talk about it, because if you said, I have anxiety, then you were crazy. You know, like you just didn't say things like that out loud. Now it's talked about more. It is raining. If it just starts pouring, I'll get up. But nowadays, anxiety and depression is talked about. And we know as parents, when you see that your child has a stomach ache every single day, or his legs are hurting every single day, that is an indication that something is going on with your child. He doesn't know how to verbally say, I have anxiety, I have depression, I have a fear of being around people, like those things. And I think with Larry, there was a lot of undiagnosed mental illness, and no one has ever recognized it until he moved in with me. And I think that um, everyone around him just said, well, Larry's quiet, or Larry is just not a leader. He's a follower. He don't like to go in crowds. Like they just accepted that's just the way he is. And now that he's older and lives with me, and I've had counseling under my belt, I can see it. It's he has a fear of dying. Um and it is a true fear, just like I fear being homeless. His his fears are real, and it's caused him to not go to the doctor his whole life, which has caused him to have medical problems that were undiagnosed, such as glaucoma. He probably had glaucoma in his 30s and 40s. And because he never went to the eye doctor, now we have blindness, and now we can't drive, and now we can't get on our tractors anymore, and so forth. And I think that that's contributed to a fear of going to the doctor, and that was never diagnosed as a young child. We just thought, oh, he doesn't like to go to the doctor. So since he's been with me, I kind of force him to go to the doctor. Now, I will tell you, Larry has serious breathing issues. We've never been to a pulmonary doctor. His, and the reason is because maybe this is what his mom did, but he fights me. He literally, he is pitiful when you talk about going to the doctor. I mean, he goes into, I don't eat for 2 days before we go to the doctor. We are pacing the floor. We are having diarrhea. We are, you know, things like that. And so to sit and witness it is sad to sit and watch, you know? And so we've been to every doctor but the pulmonary doctor. And the thing is, I really believe that he needs to go to a pulmonary doctor. But at this stage in life, you're kind of like, okay, let me choose my battles. Do I just continue to do home health and just hope for the best, or do I force him to get out of his comfort zone and go to the doctor? But he has COPD that was diagnosed by his primary care doctor that's like 85 years old. Okay. I mean, I, I mean, he is still practicing and he is 100 years old. And he did diagnose him with that. He was a while back. And Larry never told me he had COPD. And this was probably, I'd say 20 years ago when he got diagnosed. But I didn't find out I knew he couldn't breathe, but I didn't know what was wrong with him. I was like, why can't you breathe? You got probably allergies. What is it? And then when I finally went to the doctor with him, I said, he has something wrong with his breathing. And he goes, Judy, he has COPD. Did he never tell you that? I was like, no. So that's how I found out. So, another thing is that he has an elevated left diaphragm, which means that oxygen is not getting fully in his left lung. So not only do we have COPD, but we have that problem going on. I do believe that that problem arose by COVID because he has had chest x-rays before and no one has ever told me that. So I do believe that that damage was from COVID because he got COVID and his oxygen went in the 40s. It was really bad. So, anyway, so basically, he is coming to realize, like, when he tries to go without oxygen and tries to walk around like sneaking in the kitchen. He loves to sneak in the kitchen for a snack. I'm not sure why he sneaks, but he tries to sneak into the kitchen. I'm like, dude, go get a snack. I mean, I don't care. But you can hear him like gasping for breath to get to the snack drawer because he doesn't have his oxygen on. So he is coming to realize that he cannot function without oxygen. So anyway, all right. So enough about him. The struggle bus with me started yesterday. And y'all, it's so stupid, okay? But I'm just being honest. So the struggle bus started yesterday, and it started because I read I read all my comments. I don't always get to respond because, like, when you have like 100 comments on YouTube and then let's just say 50 comments on Facebook, for me to sit down and try to respond to 150 people, it's like it ain't happening. And I hate it. Like, I feel like if people take the time to comment, that I should comment back. That's part of building relationships. It shouldn't be one sided, right? But like when you start growing as a creator, it almost feels impossible because it takes hours to sit down and try to reply to the people that are sending you emails and messages and comments, and I get all three, and I try so hard to respond, and sometimes it feels overwhelming because on top of that I'm trying to do what I have to do at home as well. Well, yesterday morning, I get up early, and yesterday morning I got up And usually in the mornings, I read my comments. And I usually, sometimes I comment back, sometimes I just hit the like button, I hit the heart. So if you see someone that always hits your heart, it's me. So, anyway, uh, I was reading through the comments and I had posted a video about the me rescuing the pigeon. And there were probably 100 wonderful comments. And then there was two, they weren't bad comments. They were just negative Nancy comments. And they began to tell me about, let me tell you how I interpret it. That my pigeon, my gel coop was too dark and it wasn't equipped for pigeons. That is not what they said. They did not say any of that. That's just what I heard. I heard you shouldn't be, because I exaggerated the comment, right? Because that's what we do. Someone says something and then we walk away and we exaggerate the comment and we're not sticking with the facts, right? So I didn't stick with the facts of what they said. I read it and they said, I can't even remember. I can't remember verbally what they said, but there was two people and they said, you ought to build an aviary for your pigeons. And I'm like, so I read that and I was like, are you kidding me right now? Are you flipping kidding me? So then I sort of snapped off at one of the comments and I said, what did I say? I got to remember what I said. I said, comments like this discourage me because they do. And what happens, this is what happens. When a creator films, people form opinions. Just like poor Lester getting, animal control called on him this week. And man, at least I've only had it once. He's had it like 3 times, right? And I'm like, I can see how frustrating it is to him. Imagine, okay, it's one thing for it to get called on you, but you start messing with our kids, it brings it to a whole nother level. Like if you start stepping bad comments about our family and our children and stuff, we're gonna go to battle. So he's dealt with it himself and he's dealt with it with Ellie. So when we film, it is almost like we have to, like when we're filming and then when we're putting the video together, we're like, dang, can't use that because there's a little bit of green on the water thing and someone's gonna notice it. And so then they're gonna say, call animal control, or they're gonna say that I don't clean my water container, so I better not use that video. Or you're like, oh, this pigeon coop is dark and people are going to think that they're in a dungeon and I better not put this on, because now that's what I'm doing. You have to be so observant when you are a creator, because my brain, I don't know, maybe I should start watching other channels. Most creators don't have a lot of time, because most farm people don't have a lot of time to watch other people because you're trying to film and answer comments and emails and messages on top of having tours and field trips, and so it gets busy on top of having a dad and a wife and kids, and it just gets so I guess, I don't know. I guess after I got away from it, but basically those two comments stuck me. I mean, I didn't even go. I went straight through the bus stop and went straight to the struggle bus, and I've been depressed for 2 days over it. That's stupid. And then today I did this reel. I did this reel about Dexter standing on the water hose. And one person said, "Poor Dexter. He's overweight and doesn't have enough room to walk around to lose his weight." And I'm like, I really did not need to hear that this morning. I was already on the struggle bus with the last two comments. And I've talked to other creators about this struggle, and they're like, that's why we don't read comments. And I'm like, how sad is it? How sad is it that creators get to the point where they're like, I can't read comments because if I do, it ruins my day. And it does. It will absolutely. Someone calling animal control, it will ruin your day for a week. And some people, uh, they gain power by doing stuff like that. Like calling animal control, they sit back and go, ha ha ha, got him jacked up. I bet he won't. You know what I mean? Like some people are like that. And so it's just hard. But I'm gonna tell you, after being on the struggle bus for 2 days and then getting on the struggle bus again today, this is what I've realized when it comes to Judy. So it, for a long time with the pigeons, it bothered me that they did not have a coop. Like I had to put, it was a redneck setup, and I had to put tarp around the back of the coop because it's butted up against the woods, and I didn't want like coyotes, predators to see that they were not in a coop. So I kind of hid them. And it was bothersome to me because before anybody even said anything, it bothered me that the pigeons did not have a place to go inside. So when someone brings it to my attention, it becomes a sore spot in me. Okay, it becomes like they're pouring salt on a wound. And so then it sends me to the struggle bus because I'm already dealing with anxiety about the pigeons not having a coop to go in. So then when they begin to bring out the sore spot in me, it takes me to the bus stop and I go straight to the struggle bus. Do you do that? When someone hits a sore spot that bothers you, like for example, Dexter's fat. Oh, that's a trigger to me. Y'all know that. That is a huge trigger to me. Even when they're not calling me fat, they call Dexter fat, and it's a trigger to me. So when someone says something negative to you and it really rubs you the wrong way, they hit a sore spot in you. And that sore spot needs to be healed. Because if someone said, for example, Dexter sure does have ugly legs, that's hilarious. I'm not struggling over that. If they said, your alpaca is straight up ugly, whatever, he's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Or those baby pigeons are absolutely the nastiest thing I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't, those comments are not a sore spot with me. So I'm able just to roll it off my shoulder and not even think another. If someone said your baby pigeon is absolutely ugly, I would read the comment and laugh and keep going, and it would not bother me. But when people hit a sore spot in me, it consumes me and I can't let it go. And so when you find yourself, when people say something to you that is negative, like your kid's ugly or whatever, like if it doesn't roll off your shoulders and you laugh about it, it's because they did not hit a sore spot with you. But if they say something that lights a fire in you, they just hit a sore spot with you. And if it hits a sore spot, that is the moment where you know that you need to write that struggle down and start working on it and put tools in your pocket because it's coming up again. So the sore spot with Dexter is not only that he's fat, that is a trigger to me, but also it bugs the pee out of me that I do not have grass in my farm. I hate it. It will bring tears to my eyes and go, and this is what it does. Okay, and I'm being honest, and I need you to relate to me in some form or fashion. Okay, poor Dexter, he's fat. He needs grass and a pasture to graze on. Okay, this is where it went. I'm Diane, there's a spot on my phone of water. Okay, so then that comment, so then I'm just that lady, she's so ugly calling Dexter fat. So then I'm scrolling through Facebook, okay? And I come across a creator that's a lot bigger than me. Okay. No, let me back up. Okay. So last week, today is Tuesday, I posted a video on YouTube. Let me see what it said so I remember. So you can see where I went to psycho land with the lady's comment. Okay. So 6 days ago, I posted a thumbnail that said, I had to call Cog Hill Farm. And I got 21,000 views on that one thumbnail because it had the word Cog Hill in it. So then, when the lady says that to me, your poor animals, they don't have grass to graze in and they're overweight, then I'm on my YouTube and I'm like, she's right. I'm a POS. Right here proves it. Right here proves it. Because I wrote the word cog hill, 21,000 people watched my video. And the next video was my blooper video, and I got 2,000 because I'm not cog hill. They're right. If I had cog hill's money, I could go buy me 40, 50 acres and I could build a big, beautiful barn. I could build a big, beautiful barn. But instead, I'm just this sneeze farmhouse POS girl that's in this little bitty pasture with no grass, with overweight animals. See how we go to psycho land? And then because they hit that sore spot with us, we start doing comparison. And then the next thing we know, we done went through the bus station, got straight on the struggle bus, and been on the struggle bus for days. It's so stupid. But let me explain something. When these things happen, I think it's normal. When someone hits a sore spot with you and you go to the struggle bus, I think that's normal. But what's not normal is to stay on the struggle bus and be on it for days. Like, truly, there's like something jacked up within you. What is it? Okay, well, maybe it's jealousy because other creators can go buy 3 properties, or they can go and buy 40 acres and build like they don't have to go do it themselves, cut down the trees and build it themselves. Oh, they pay someone. So is it jealousy? Probably a little jealousy. But what took me there is the one comment where someone put salt into the womb and said, "Poor Dexter. He's overweight because he don't have enough grass and places to graze on." And it hit a trigger spot with me. And like I said, the day before it was the pigeons. So I have a funny story to tell you with the pigeons. I definitely need some vodka for this relive. Just kidding, it's water. Okay. So when not just one person, God sent me a leaf. Not just one person, but 2 people commented about my pigeons. So then I realized, Judy, Judy, Judy. Majority of the followers on YouTube came from Jason and Brooke. And they have a daughter that's the queen of pigeons. She knows everything about pigeons. She has the perfect aviary for her pigeons. Like she's very knowledgeable in pigeons. So there comes comparison, right? Because majority of the YouTube people came from Cog Hill. So therefore, when Jackleg Judy's in a dark cell, jail cell, trying to film, I look like, "Judy, you need to go talk to Mary Carl. God love you. You don't know what you're doing. You're trying to step up a pigeon and you have no clue. You need to go sit down with Mary Carl and get her to teach you how to do pigeons." That's what I start getting. So then when I got the 2 comments, I was like, let me break it down for a minute. And I was like, okay, a lot of people are going to compare me to Jason and Brooke, which is fine. I get it. But I'm not Jason and Brooke. I'm Judy. But anyway, when it comes to pigeons, I don't know a lot. I'm learning. And I'm very thankful for Brooke and Mary Carl, because I do go to them a lot. And they're very kind to answer any questions. So, I spent $750 on that jail cell. And I was so excited because I finally got a coop for the pigeons, right? I was so excited. And so when I'm filming in the jail cell, it is dark. It does look like a dingy, dark place. Pigeons are disgusting. But I never show the back of the pigeon coop. Well, I decided that I needed to film the back of the pigeon, because people think that they're just in the dark, dingy place the whole time. I'm like, they're not. It's just where I'm filming. So it's my fault that I've created this because I'm always in the jail when I'm filming. I'm filming babies, or I'm getting her to step up because I'm in there in the mornings and I haven't opened the door yet. So that's stupid on my part. I should have been aware about how dark it was, and I did, but I thought I was fine. So then I realized, okay, Judy, do not film in the jail cell anymore. Okay, on to the story. So I was like, I need to start filming the back of it so people know that I do have a place where the pigeons fly, because I don't ever show that. So as I was sitting there filming, I was like, okay, remember me telling you in the beginning that on the back of the pigeon cage, I had the tarp? Well, I have not taken that down yet. I haven't taken it down yet. So after I got the 2 comments about my pigeons, I was like, okay, I need to go take this tarp down that Kayla and I put up. So I went and got my scissors and I start clipping the zip ties to take down the tarp so that I can film this so people don't think I'm a jackleg, right? Okay, so I'm clipping with scissors, and Kayla, the way she did it, because the tarp didn't fit around the whole thing because it was too big. So Kayla kind of pieced some things together and made it look nice, but it was kind of rigged. So I'm in there cutting. Are y'all ready for this? These two jacklegs that ripped me a new one about my pigeons caused this to happen. I'm, I'm clipping. A snake falls out from behind the tarps and is like it's falling on my arm as I'm clipping the zip tie. That son of a gun falls and is around my arm, and I am screaming to the top of my lungs. Needless to say, I was like, I am stopping. What if there's like a snake nest in here? Oh, dear Jesus. I probably every single family member on County Road 1225 heard me scream. It was awful. But it did, like, once it was over, but it wasn't like I just saw a snake or it fell down. No, that son of a gun, because I had my, like, I had my arm up like this and I was clipping it. So when it came out, it went like this because the way Kayla had put the tarps up, it must have been like nesting in there. You remember the two baby pigeons that the mama had on the ground? I was like, I bet that daggum snake that's living in that coop got those two babies. Y'all, I had a complete meltdown. Complete meltdown. So, anyway, I did laugh when I told Shane the story. No one was here. Shane's been at work for 15 hours every day this weekend. So I was here by myself. Larry was inside, but he can't hear thunder. So anyway, no one came. No one came. My neighbors didn't come. And the funny thing about it is, you know how you get so mad you're just crying, and then you end up laughing at yourself. I got mad at the two ladies that made the comment. I was like, these dang ladies are so mean. They want to say that I don't have an aviary for my pigeons to fly, and it's just because I didn't film it, and because of them, I got this snake wrapped around my arm, and I hate them. And then I just lay down I lay down on the ground after the snake left, and I laughed my head off. I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing, to let a comment get to you this bad that you're having a complete meltdown. Like, this is ridiculous. But again, if you don't hear anything else that I say today, know that when okay, so let's break this down on how we cannot go to the struggle bus when people say negative comments to us, and it's that sore spot. My butt is soaking wet from this cushion, just saying. Um, I've put a lot of thought into it, and the whole with me, the fact that it bothers me that I have 17 acres and the pasture that I have is seven is the pasture that's fenced in for my animals is about 3 acres. I don't live on flat land. So therefore, me having grass is the impossible. It's the impossible. I've already talked to Shane about it. Um Jealousy is a bad thing. It is. It jealous, and I feel like, you know how sometimes in life you just want more, and it's like, let me stop for just a minute. Do I think Dexter and Dee Dee are not taken care of? Really? Really? I mean, my animals are taken care of. But would it be an ideal situation if my animals actually had a pasture that I could rotate and stuff like that? Yes. Yes, it would. So that will always probably be a sore spot when people go, "Oh gosh, she has a dry lot. Those poor animals." Yes, it's going to hit a sore spot with me because it bothers me. But I'm going to tell you my thought process too. Shane is about to retire. Shane is going to retire probably in about 4.5 years, something like that, or he's able to retire. So we're close to the age of retirement. We're not looking to get in debt. Like if we were to buy 50 acres here in Coleman, you're looking at, I would say, we've been looking, but you're looking at anywhere from 500-600 all the way up to $1 million. Okay. And I don't have $1 million in my back pocket to pay. I don't the whole thing. Let me back up. I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say. We're not looking to go in debt because we're looking to retire. We're looking to settle down. We're not looking for more work. We're looking to settle down. Now, if 50 acres came across us and we decided to move one day, we're going to have to find 500. I keep saying 500. We're going to have to look for 50 acres that's wooded, that has woods, that has to be cleared with no house, no fencing or anything. We would have to start from scratch. And then we probably could afford 50 acres. But that would mean that we'd have to stay in our house that we're in. So we can't take the investment that we have in our house to go put on another piece of property. So that requires debt. Okay. So Shane and I have talked about this. Shane has been looking for property. I have, but we're not there yet. I don't know if we'll ever be there, but I will tell you this. If we never find 50 acres, I think we're okay where we're at. I think that, is Dexter chunky? Yes. All my animals are probably, but let me tell you why. Because they have unlimited hay and I feed them grain every single night. And so then I was like, maybe I should cut back on feeding them so much grain because they're rotten. I'm here to tell you right now, I buy top of the line feed for every single one of my animals. We ain't going for the cheapest food. We go for the most expensive food. Okay. like, like I make sure that these animals have proper nutrition. So I know that they're not liking nutrition. I probably could cut back on their grain a little bit, like I had to on the pigs, because the pigs were a little chunky. But I love my property. My property is really beautiful. If you ever came here, you could see why I live here. There's things that I don't like. The things that I don't like is the fact that we live on the road. We don't Our house is not off the road. I don't like that. And I don't like the fact that I don't have big pasture for the animals to graze on. But the good thing about me being on a dry lot is I don't have to worry about the things people have to worry about that are on grass. I don't have to worry about worms, uh, deer getting on my property. You know, that you worry about that with alpacas. They can get inworm and it will kill them. So like you have to treat them for inworm every 30 days. I don't have that problem. I don't have any of those problems. My big animals, they don't get sick ever. And it's because they're on a dry lot. So there's a lot of benefits, but people that don't have a farm um and never been on a dry lot, they don't understand there are benefits to being on a dry lot. But anyway, I think that when someone hits a sore spot in you, that means you don't have enough tools in your pocket. And you're like, Judy, my pockets are so daggum full that it's making me hang low. Okay. But that means you don't have enough tools in your I don't have enough tools in my pocket. And I think this is what it is. I don't have enough self-confidence because I was a city girl and became a farmer. So I don't have years of experience in farming. Therefore, I'm always worried about messing up. I'm always worried about, am I doing the right thing? And I think that sensitivity of not feeling secure about what I do causes salt in the wounds when I get these negative comments about how I farm or my animals or where they live, things like that. So I have got to work on having more self confidence. I do. So, what do I do to work on more self confidence? I think it comes with time. I think it comes with time because when it comes to chickens, I can help you. When it comes to chickens, I know my crap. I feel very confident when it comes to chickens. Um, but when it comes to the other animals, I don't feel as confident. I don't. I rely on my vet for a lot of my knowledge because I feel like he gives me great strength to teach me things that I don't know. And also other farmers that are friends with me, like Colin, Brooke, and Jason. They're not going to laugh in my face. You know, if I go, hey, why does my baby pigeon keep getting kicked out of the nest? They're not going, hey, Jackleg, you don't need to be having pigeons if you don't know what you're doing. They don't say that to me. They're like, hang on, let me ask Mary Carl. Okay, Mary Carl said, blah, 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 blah. They're very gentle with me and they hold my hand and they help me get through it, but I don't have the confidence yet. I'm getting there, but I don't. And I think once you gain, I think that's a tool that needs to be put in your pocket when you sit here and you go, okay, when someone says that, I'm being triggered. And sometimes I don't realize I'm being triggered because I'm too frustrated with what they're saying to me. But that's if you notice that there's certain things people say to you that are negative that roll off your back, those are not triggers to you. The triggers are those soft places in you. And when people notice that it is a trigger and then it sends you to the struggle bus. So the only tool that I know that I can put in my pocket is to be more confident. So, what are things that I can do to be more confident? Well, I'll just tell you. Here in North Alabama, we have a uh, what's it called? Dang, not the agriculture department, the extension office. The extension office. They have uh, meetings and they have a topic, and you go to this meeting once a month, and they have about how to take care of your goats, or how to make cheese, or how to plant your garden, or how to start bees, or things like that. And I have neglected to go to those because I find myself too busy. So I think that if I start going to some of these, and the classes are free and they provide you food. So I think that if I start maybe going to some of these classes and listening to experts instead of the people that comment on my YouTube page or my Facebook page, I think that will build more confidence in me. Now, when it comes to the weight, I think it's the same thing. I think it's, I think it's, I'm not where I don't have any confidence in my weight. I don't know if I ever will. I feel defeated when it comes to my weight. I do, because I am back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, beat myself up, beat all the time. And I'm like, okay, I've got to get over this. I've got to quit worrying about this. I got to quit obsessing about a number. I got to go by the way I feel. Don't go by what you've done. Go by the way you feel. And I will tell you, I have been eating healthy. I have been making healthy choices with my drinking for probably several months. I am drinking more things that are good for me, like water, ginger ale, things like that. They're good for you versus Coke Zero. I've started making those decisions, good decisions. I will tell you, over the weekend, I ate drinks. I started getting addicted to unsweet tea with Splenda. And I was like, Judy, you're drinking too much tea. So I'm trying to go back to water. It is not a race. It is a daily walk. It is not a race to the finish line. There's no finish line when it comes to making good decisions. It's a daily choice, a daily decision with every time you put something to your mouth, whether it's food, whether it's a cigarette, whether it's drugs, whether it's sugar, gluten, whatever it is, you have a choice every single meal. Sitting it out is going, okay, I had unsweet tea with the last meal, and here we go again with this meal, having unsweet tea. It's okay every now and then. You find your own pattern. But you need to always be in control. When something starts feeling out of control and you find yourself constantly going to the unsweet tea or cokes or whatever, that's when it becomes unhealthy. You have a choice every single time you do anything. Like when I read that comment, I had the choice of going to the struggle bus, or I had the choice of going, what's wrong with you? Why does this bother you so bad, Judy? What is triggering you inside you? why are you going like this over a stupid comment on someone you don't even know? And you know what? You know what? Those two people with the pigeon, I don't think they meant anything negative. I don't. I, I don't. I think they were very. Now that I go back and look at it, I really don't think they were trying to beat me up. I really don't. They were actually kind of nice about it. I mean, they weren't like ugly, ugly. They just said, "Hey, this is a dark, dingy place. Maybe you should get your pigeons somewhere where they can fly." And then I should have gone, I have one behind the jail coop. But instead I went to La La Land and said, "Oh God, I got to clean this up because they think I'm a train wreck," and a snake falls out on me. Maybe that was Satan going, "Hey, Jackleg, you're worrying about nothing." I don't know. But you have choices in everything that you do. And the tool that I need to continue to put in my pocket is to remember that I have a choice with everything that goes in my mouth. Does that mean that I never eat sesame chicken again? No. It doesn't mean that. It means moderation. It means if you know your husband or wife wants to go out to eat to a Chinese restaurant and your favorite meal is sesame chicken, which is fried, then maybe you should make a choice good for breakfast and lunch or a healthy snack, and then be a train wreck at dinner, and then don't beat yourself up over it. It's about balance. And I think the tool that you put in your pocket is going, "All right, Judy, you have choices. You have choices today, okay? You can totally get in left field because someone called your cow fat or your bull fat and said you have no pasture, or you can realize that this is a trigger of your own thing that you don't have confidence in." I thought the booger man was out here. It was Shane. I was making sure it wasn't Larry. So realize that when something sparks anger in you, or sadness in you, or frustration within you, anxiety in you, there's something triggering all that. And think for just a minute. Think in your head, okay? Think about when people say a negative comment that doesn't bother you, that you're able just to not even think about it again. She said, "My hair is ugly." Wow, okay. You know what I'm saying? She said I was a grease pit. Okay, well, let's just name the hair Cynthia. Cynthia thinks Judy's a grease pit. Well, I tell you what, Cynthia, you'd be a grease pit too if you had a farm like me out here in the 100-degree weather sweating, trying to film. You'd be a cheese ball too. So just name your hair after her. But it didn't bother me really. It didn't really, because my hair, I've always gotten compliments on my hair because it's red. I don't know. I don't I've never really been called a cheese ball my whole life. So it's not a trigger to me. But if I had really fine thin hair where you could see my scalp and people made comments about my hair, then they're going to hit a sore spot with me that I don't have tools in my pocket to deal with, that I had this disorder that you can see my scalp. And if I'm on YouTube and people are going, "What's up with your hair? Why is it so thin?" They're hitting that sore spot. So think today about the things that make you just not feel good inside. And think about why you're letting that bother you. And when you yes, Bobby Joe here. If y'all don't know what she's talking about, my goat put his stuff in my hair, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so you've got to just break it down and figure out any if you don't know what tool needs to be in your pocket, my advice to you is talk to your creator, the person that created you, whoever your God is. Your God don't have to be the same God as mine. Whoever you go to spiritually for stability and for meditation, that higher power is who you need to go. I am straight up jacked up today. And I don't know what the heck is wrong with me, but I need to break this down and figure out how to put a tool in my pocket to get over when people say this. He gave me some cream rinse. He did give me some. He gave me cream rinse on multiple occasions. Just saying. All right, guys, I'm cracking up. Y'all are so fun. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's 8 o'clock, and I've got to go do some animals today. My husband's off work, and it'll probably be a down day. I didn't plan to cook out anything because I thought Shane wasn't going to be here. So yesterday, I went to Jim and Nick's and just ordered barbecue. And so we have barbecue from Jim and Nick's today. And I don't like pork. I hate it. I will eat bacon, but I'm not eating ham. I'm not eating pork chops. I am not eating. I hate, and I'm not doing it because I have pigs. I just don't like the taste of it. So I got me smoked chicken. That's what I got me. So anyway, I love you guys. Listen, the more tools you have in your pocket, the more you're going to be able to deal with getting older, changes, negative comments, all these things that are negative in this world. But you've got to have somebody to pull your strength from because we are weak. Living in this world is hard because life comes at you hard. And I'm going to tell you that I pull my strength from looking at my blessings, from my gratitude. Because I told you that you can't have anxiety and gratitude at the same time. So when there is anxiety, write down what you're grateful for. And during that moment, it might be just for 10 minutes of you writing what you're grateful for. That anxiety will flee you. Go get distracted. Go clean out a closet. Go set the timer and say, Alexa, I have 5 minutes to be grieving because I hate my life. Go. In 5 minutes, you can grieve for 5 minutes about your terrible life. And then in 5 minutes, you need to get your butt off the couch because you got things to do. Just remember today is Monday and it's Labor Day, and I hope you spend some time with your family. And just remember you have choices in everything that you do. You have a choice to sit it out or dance, and I hope you dance. I will see y'all Wednesday. Have a great holiday.